It gets no better if you have the opportunity to get up in the morning. Life all right. You got a chance. Welcome. Team No Excuses presents the Ray Lewis Show. If this is your first time, just buckle up, right? And if you're used to coming back, it's just a little bit of sugar. I just want to bring sugar back. He been going for, I've been kind of corporate, you know. Sometimes you got to get the business side out the way. But I just wanted to bring it back this week and just really highlight on just having the moment in life of just meeting amazing people, right? Can you reflect to think about the people that actually inspires you? Like my guest that's coming up, he'll never know how he inspired me. Sometimes I always tell people this, you're always being watched. You're always being watched. And this young man is the example of what life is all about, right? Figuring it out with the greatest smile ever. But we all have that opportunity. We really do. We really do. Without further ado, I want to bring on my guest today. One of the most dynamic people I've ever met in my life, Zion Clark, my now good friend and soon to be business partner. How are you, man?
What's going on, man? Oh, man, it's awesome to be here.
How you doing?
Man, it's good. Everything's good, you know, just living life, working hard, you know. Working with my partner, Craig, we're doing a lot of different things to reach out and inspire more people every day. On top of me, working on my athletic ventures as a professional athlete, see how far this can take me. You know, there are world titles in my future. There's a lot of success, and there's a lot of things I can do to just make the world a positive place and leave a positive impact.
Let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about the world of wrestling. What got Zion into wrestling?
So when I was younger, I was actually in my art class in elementary school. And the coach at the time came up to me and just literally gave me a flyer. It was like, take this home. And it was a wrestling flyer. You know, when you're a kid, you think wrestling, you think John Cena, you think Big Show, you think The Undertaker. You think of jumping off ropes and slamming cats with chairs, but it wasn't that. You know, I walked into this room later that night and, you know, cats were just getting down and just wrestling and taking each other down. And it caught my eye, that's for sure. And my thing growing up was it was hard for me to fit in. You know, I was that different kid. I was the only kid in my entire school that didn't have legs. I was in a wheelchair. And I never met anybody for most of my life up to that point. And walking to the wrestling room, it was like that didn't matter. And these guys, the coaches, they all came up to me, shook my hand, said what's up, and got right to it. Started learning stuff right then and there. And I felt like it was like a place that I belong. And next thing you know, 5 years go by, 10 years go by. Now I'm in my 18th year. And I still love it just the same as when I stepped in that first day.
The mentality, right, that wrestling taught you, how do you tie that in to your situation and use it for a positive?
I'm gonna start off by saying my coach told me this, and I know for a fact he didn't say it, but it's just like a thing that's gone through the generations in the sport of wrestling is once you've wrestled in life, everything else becomes easy. You know, I've experienced a lot in my life. Yeah. And I've experienced a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and a lot of loss.
Yeah.
Wrestling, the way I incorporated that into it was I look at my situations, I analyze, and then I work hard for my goals. And wrestling, you didn't really have a choice. You had to analyze the situations. You had to work hard towards your goals. You have to put in the time. You have to make the sacrifices. And why isn't life any different? You know? And so when it comes to life, I just work hard every day. Like I'm on the mat, whether I'm on the mat, whether I'm off the mat.
You had some, we agreed our lives growing up was kind of difficult. What changes your mentality? Why does Zion become the hope giver, the person that can change people's perspectives when they see you? When did that start to burn for you?
Oh man, it probably started when I was in high school. Honestly, I was
Mm.
like 18 years old. And to me, I don't think I noticed it yet, but I do now when I look back. But when I was 18, I was beating some of the best guys in the state of Ohio in the sport of wrestling, whether they were state ranked or nationally ranked. And I was just, went from losing over 100 matches straight to winning over 30 in a row. And it caught a lot of attention, but I didn't see the fact that people were getting inspired just yet. So then once I got into college, that's when it really hit. I became an All-American at this point, and this school, Syrian refugees, reached out to me. It was, with the war going in Syria a few years ago, families were sending their kids overseas to escape the war so they'd have a second chance at life. And throughout the whole entire United States, there were these makeshift schools set up in every state, about 4 or 5 of these schools in every single state. And they only held a couple hundred kids. And these kids, they see my Netflix documentary, and they had reached out to me, man. I remember I was in my architectural studies class, and I was just sitting there, being your average college student, and being like, I was being a student athlete.
Yeah.
And the athletic director pulls me out, and he's like, I need to see Zion like right now. And usually when someone says it like that, you get a little nervous, right? I'm thinking like, oh, what did I do? Because like in college, I had a little bit of fun too. But at the same time, I knew exactly what I wanted to do and like what my purpose was, at least at that point, was to be an athlete, be a student, make my family proud. And, he sat me down in his office, opened up pulled out all these giant stack of papers from this drawer and sat them down in front of me. Man, I started sweating. Cause he didn't say anything. He just brought me to his office, sat down these papers and looked at it. And he was like, open them. And I opened them, and these kids, man, they had just poured their hearts out to me and wrote me letters, drew me pictures. Wow. Talked about their families back home and how seeing my documentary gave them inspiration, seeing me wrestle gave them inspiration to go chase their dreams. And mind you, these kids, man, are 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So this wow. It hit deep. It hit real deep for me. So I was asking the athletic director. I was like, so what can I do for these kids? What can I do to give back to them? Because I've inspired them so much. What can I do? Can I at least shake their hand or go say hi? I didn't know what to do at the time. I wasn't a motivational speaker. I was strictly just an athlete. And they set it up. Kent State partnered with BSN Sports in Ohio, and we surprised these kids. They had all these kids in a gym. And they brought me in, and it was just the coolest moment.
That's when you had arrived.
Yeah, no, and I ended up speaking for 30 minutes, and then for the next 30 minutes, went around talking to every single kid, giving hugs, shaking hands, high fives.
Yeah.
I really had to pay it forward. Yeah. So I was only supposed to be there 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I was like, listen, I gotta do this. And with all that going on, I had no idea that the biggest news teams were there. For my first speech, took off right then and there.
Right then.
But before I even knew I wanted to be a motivational speaker, I was like, I got a thing for these. I have a thing with these kids where I can inspire them and really do something good. Yeah. And I started running with it. That was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. And the Netflix show that you're talking about is actually named Zion. If you haven't seen it, you really should get it. I mean, it will totally inspire you. It inspired me. I'm glad you passed that to me. You have a book, Unmatched. Tell me about the book.
So the book, so as you know, I have a Netflix documentary, and the book, I wanted people to really feel me and my message on a deeper level. And that's why I partner with Candlewick Press. They're one of the biggest publishing companies in the world. They're just absolutely
What is the message? What is the message? What is the message?
The message is crazy. So this is what I'm getting to. We came around. I sat down with these cats. I'm like, all right, there's a Netflix documentary. I want to do something where like it makes the Netflix doesn't make it look bad, but like you can start with the documentary but end it with the book, because when it comes to books, you can really pour your soul into it and pour your entire personal being. And my book, it was like, this first one is just like a picture expose of different moments throughout my life, early moments all the way up until now. And it's just things that other people along my journey have said about the things I've done and the type of things I've suffered and the things I've thrived with, you know. And I wanted people, not just from my mouth, but from the people that actually grew up with me, from the people that saw me grow up. I wanted them to understand that, like, I'm not doing this just for show, but there's a purpose to why I do this. There's a reason. Yeah. I wanted to live a good life. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be comfortable in my own body. And growing up, I was able to kind of show people that it doesn't matter if I don't have legs or have legs. You know, I can still be an amazing person that can be a big contributor in this world, in this country. You know, and I think I did exactly that with this book. It's actually doing outstanding right now. And I just finished my second book, which is, I don't have a name for it just yet, but my second book's going to be more of a book where I'm going to sit down, tell a story. So if you really want some inspiration, be on the lookout in the next year, actually 2023.
So the moment you got that you got the tattoo, no excuses on your back, give me that mentality.
First and foremost, it was a deal that I won against my mom.
Really?
Yeah. Nah, so get this. When I was in high school, I tried to quit track and field. I was still kind of coming into myself and figuring out life, and I tried to give up. This is like one of the last times I really tried to quit something, and my mom didn't let me. You know, I was struggling in the sport. I was losing everything. You know, I had 2.5 months to learn the sport and get to the state championships for being like a first time ever track athlete.
Right.
So my mom and I, you know, after like we had the long talk and everything, and I got back to training, she's like, listen, for every title you win, if you get there, I'll pay for your tattoo. I'll pay for a tattoo per title. So next thing you know, I went from being like one of the worst, you know, a little bit of motivation never helps never hurt anybody. But I really, like, not for the tattoo, but for the fact that I didn't want to let my mama down and my family. I really poured my entire being into the sport, went from being the worst to number one in every single event, came away a 4-time placer and a 2-time champ.
Wow.
So next thing you know, I'm in the tattoo shop and first thing I got was my mama's name, which is right here on my arm.
Yeah.
But the next thing I got, like two weeks later, was no excuses, because it was constantly like the words kept going through my head nonstop. I couldn't get it out. So I was like, to get it out, I got to put it somewhere. So I put it on my back, and now it's a constant reminder. And I really adopted it. Like in that moment, once I got it tattooed on my back, like I definitely lived by it up to that point. But like that moment, at least for me, solidified it.
Solidified it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's something that I just wanted to highlight, because you're trying to prepare yourself for Paris 2024, the Olympic Games, to be possibly the first Olympic and Paralympic, right, champion in that.
Absolutely.
What inspires you? What inspires you? You know, it's interesting when somebody says they want to be the first to do something. What inspires?
It's not even the fact that I want to be the first to do something. It's so happy to just kind of end up like that, because I'm a wrestler and I've wrestled at that high level. I've competed with some of the best guys in the world.
Yeah.
And track and field, I'm at that high level. I've competed with the best guys in the world, you know? And it's just like, why not? Why not do both? Like, why not do both? Why not maximize my potential?
Yes. The moment you're grabbing the moment, you are a mentality that always are excited about the moment, right? That's the difference. That's the change you made, right? It was the one thing that when I saw you, I said, he took a situation and made it a moment, right? To where you inspire people just by them watching you, right? Like that's, to me, take the condition out of it. Your mentality is who you are in your spirit, right? So it doesn't matter what you look like, what side. I'm telling you, man, I've lived it my entire life listening to things, and you know the things because you lived it your entire life. But when you grab the moment that you keep speaking about, when your mentality is no excuses, when you live a life where the only route you have is forward, there's no such thing as going backwards, right? That's what inspires me about you, Zion. The first time that I actually saw that tattoo on your back. And I said, there's no way this guy is doing that with no excuses on his freaking back. And that's what my company is. No excuses. So it's just... Right? So.
Oh man, let me tell you, when you told me that, listen, I'm telling you, like, meeting you was definitely a huge honor. But what made it sweeter is when you told me about your No Excuses brand and what you stand for, man. I was like, oh man, this is my guy right here. Like, I was like, there's no way. I remember I looked at my manager, Craig, and I was just like, dude.
No, but I think you have a way, and it's going to transition into my message today, right? Because you are that, you know, and I love people like you that are using your platform and not even work, man. You on the right path, right? That's what I've been telling you. That's why I wanted to connect with you, because we got the same mentality, we have the same thoughts, and you're inspiring people just by getting up every day being you. You get to inspire people by going to work. You get to inspire people by stepping on the mat. That's why it was never about being first for me. I always said, I will be here at the end. I will be here at the end, right?
Absolutely. And that's a mentality right there too.
Yeah.
You never want to be the one to like be hot at the beginning. You always finish it. You're always the last one standing. Always the one at the end.
Always the last one standing. You on the wrestling mat, you're in motivational speaking, you're a book writer. What's next for the great Zion?
Currently I'm an actor also. Been doing a lot of that. I've been having a lot of success acting and modeling lately. I'm about to be in a big fashion show up in Los Angeles coming up soon. It's going to be just next level. And then I'm getting bigger with my motivational speaking. I'm actually heading out to South Korea here on the 12th next month. And speaking to some, just hitting that whole other side of the world, you know. My thing, I've been telling everybody from the beginning, once I realized what I wanted to do, I didn't want to just be stuck in Ohio. I don't want to just be in California. I don't want to just be in the U.S. I want to be everywhere.
So give me a little 30-second teaser, and I'm gonna let you go. Give me a 30-second teaser. You're motivational speaking for us, and if you was gonna tell us about grabbing the moment, what will Zion say to all of my audience?
When it comes to grabbing the moment, it's a very small window. It's one of those moments where either you act in that instant or you fold and you miss the chance. So why not, when these moments present themselves to you, why not you grab it and then why don't you run with it?
And drop the mic, and you gonna just do that on my show like that and drop the mic. You ain't supposed to be able to come off the top of your head like that. Got to be more comfortable.
Yeah, so I do what I do, man.
That's why we do what we do. I love it. Oh my goodness, man. I think what's amazing is his ability, right? And it only comes from actually doing exactly what you said. You got to do it, right? There's no, right? Faith is works. You got to put works to faith. Faith is dead without works.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Hope is hope. Hope will never change. It's what you do with hope that changes things. Yeah.
Exactly.
Brother, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. All right. Maybe we go on tour together and just tell the world what's really going on. Right?
Oh man, I would love that. You know, the more people we can quick. My thing is, the more people you can bring together, the more people you can affect. You know, it's like a domino effect. You inspire a small group of people, they're going to inspire a small group. That small group turns into a big group. That big group turns into a crowd. That crowd turns into a population.
I love you, boy. You are amazing. You took your life and turned it around, no matter the situation that you're in, and you live by the motto, no excuses. Yeah, my brother, thank you for joining us today, man. You're phenomenal, and I am so glad that we met. I'm so glad to call you brother, and you will always be in my prayers, and I appreciate you, and I will reach out because we have some work to do. All right?
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure, man.
God bless you, man.
Yes, take it easy.
Yeah. How do you, wow, when you come from someone that inspires you, it's really interesting. Because the first time I saw Zion, I saw him online and I saw this thing on his back, and you know, he's the first to tell, when you see him, you know that, and it's like, but when you see him, his situation is one thing, but his smile is another. And so even though he doesn't have legs, it's like his smile overrides all of that. And it's one of the first things that I saw in his effort of him just running and he set records and he's doing so many amazing things, and to do what he does on a wrestling mat is absolutely phenomenal. Without further ado, he walked us into it. He gave us, I don't want to hold my guy any longer. Coach, get in here, because this young kid has inspired my spirit. He has done something inside of me, man, and good to see you back. I know the people missed you last week, but you back. Coach, you listen to this young man. Just give me your thoughts on Zion.
Man, first of all, his name. What it really means in Hebrew and other languages, man, just, you know, hill, top, mountain, city of David, Jerusalem. It also means kingdom of heaven. The guy's actually just living out his name. And what an inspiration, man. It's one thing to say no excuses, but it's another thing to live it. And he really exemplifies team no excuses, man. And when you're in a group of people that really don't make no excuses, that become successful, it's exactly what he's saying and what you're talking about today. Grabbing that moment and maximizing.
Grabbing the moment and maximizing it. Coach, that's why we're going to jump in this very, very quickly, right? Because one of the things that he said, in a way, and when you know what he's been through and what he continues to go through, for this kid to say, listen to what we're saying today. How do you grab the moment? You don't hesitate with it. You grab it, you run with it. And today is about how many moments have you dropped? How many moments have you put down? How many moments have you gave to your friends? How many moments have you missed? And how many moments do you continue to miss, right? This is why so many people are so frustrated, right, in the world, because they are really missing moments. See, that's why today is truly about grabbing the moment.
And also, Ray, I'm thinking about the years that we were training, man. That was a moment. And we captured that moment. We took advantage of that moment, and man, we maximized it. And looking back on it, that's why I kind of empathize with today's world and today's generation, because they have distractions like no other.
No other.
And we're living in a time now where we have addictive distractions. But when we were training, we didn't have nobody was emailing. It wasn't like, oh, you know what, dog, this workout over with, let me go check my email. It wasn't no text ringing all day and all night. It just wasn't nobody being on their phone all the time. I mean, the first time we heard about a social media was something called MySpace.
Right.
I mean, that was a
Don't date us, coach. Coach, don't date us, coach. No,
it is what it is. The point I'm trying to make is, back then when we was hunting, man, we didn't have the distractions that they have today.
No.
And so I'm not saying our route was easier because we would have had the same focus, but man, times are different. So it's hard these days for people to collect moments. So instead of collecting moments, Ray, they collecting things. And so what we're focusing on, man, with our championship mentality today is let's collect moments, not things.
Because something happened. I'll never forget it. The moments that was created. That's why life is measured in love, positive contributions and moments of grace. Grace. And you know why, bro. You know how hard we went. You know how consistent we was, right? No excuses is one thing. But when you talk about grabbing the moment, this is for somebody that keeps talking about, oh, that job ain't came to me yet. Oh, I've been waiting for this breakthrough to come. I'm looking for a new partner. All of these things that we think are coming, and the only reason we miss it because we cannot be still in the moment.
And Ray, it's tough, man. And I think we talked about this on a show quite a while ago when we was talking about our principles. You know, you could be present with someone, I mean, physically, but not present. Like we could be in the same room, but it's a possibility I don't even have to be connected with you mentally. And so it's like someone in a restaurant. You ever been to a restaurant and you see maybe couples having dinner and both of the couples on the phone? You know, it's like you there, but you're missing the moments, the small things in life. And so our team that's out there, you may be in a moment or be presented with a moment. Take advantage of it, maximize the time, go all out. And we say, you know, when the opportunity comes, when it comes, if you have to prepare, it's too late.
If you got to prepare, it's too late. So from high school to college to the National Football League, listen to what you just said. You know this. Everybody knows this. My career, somebody got hurt, for me to play. Just so happened I would, but what you just said, if you got to prepare for the moment that guy went down in high school and the coach said, Ray Lewis is my starting safety. I said, who is that? There's no way he calling my name right now. Wow. That man don't know I'm at the house eating with sandwiches. Man, I'm putting syrup on bread, bro. I'm starving for just an opportunity, right? Just a moment. And then I started to realize that you can actually maximize those moments by staying in those moments and not going so fast to the next one. It's one of the greatest distractions of today's time. And the only way that you actually stay current in the moment, you spoke about it, is having a consistent plan. If you don't have a consistent plan, this world, as well as all the distractions, will drive you insane forever.
I'm telling you, man, sometimes if you leave your phone downstairs or if you let your phone die, man, that's becoming a form of self-care. Just leave it alone. Just take it. If you're going to spend time with your kids and your family, just leave your phone somewhere else, man, so you could really be in that moment, man. And it runs deeper than that. You know, you could be with someone right in the same room and not be on your phone, but you could let your mind wander off. And you could miss that moment as well. And again, when you start getting into the second half of life, you realize that the only thing that you really gonna have with you is memories. And so it's so important to collect these memories on purpose. And man, let's collect these moments and maximize it.
So
if we talk about excuses, right? We have no excuses. Because think about it. The average person watched TV 3 hours a day, total, 3 hours a day. So if they do that 365 days a year, that's 1,095 hours a year watching TV.
We in trouble.
1 month and 2 weeks sitting on the couch because nobody watched TV standing up.
We in trouble. Coach, we in trouble. Coach, we got to change this.
We got to maximize our time, and we got to collect moments, brother.
Listen, bro, do you remember the biggest change? The biggest change we made? What was the biggest change in our workout history that we made? Bro, we got to have some time to sit out. It was the number one thing, because you got to be able to reflect on that. You got to be able to grab it. You got to be able to absorb certain people, certain moments, and certain information. If you don't absorb certain information, you will be doing the same things that you done in 1990 in 2000. 2020 you'll be still stuck in the same things and asking somebody, why can't my moment come? Your moment has came and left simply because you have the same mentality. See, we're talking about a championship mentality, right? One of the things about a championship mentality is precious moments. Precious moments, every moment that you can't buy it. If you ask somebody, I gave 10 minutes away, you can't buy that back. You can't rent it. You can't loan it. It's yours forever. That's either you used it or you abused it. There's not that many options. So while this world has us moving so fast, we have to get back to creating moments, not creating everybody else's moment and everybody else need to see me. But the moments that you're talking to your brothers or you're talking to people that you can really actually hear them and you want to hear them. Mm-hmm. There's something. It's
full speed ahead, man. We've been in this pandemic for 2 years, and some would say that we're still in it, but on our way out of it. Look, somebody may have missed a moment. You know what I mean? What do you have right now? You got another moment. You know, it's Thursday. It's Thursday afternoon. It's after 12 o'clock. You watching this right now. Maybe it's something you need to maximize the moment and take advantage of. Maybe something you didn't get a chance to take care of during COVID or whatever the case may be. We have no time to waste. I don't know if anybody told you, but time is not stopping for nobody. And just like what Zion just talked about, presented opportunity. He worked. You presented opportunity. You worked. I worked. Being prepared for the opportunities that life gonna give us. And so today, championship mentality, man, collect those moments, man, not things, and get yourself together. Let's all reflect again and go full speed with the opportunities that we have in front of us.
Coach, it gets no better. Your wisdom, Coach, moments. We crafted that. Remember, a few years ago, we had to work on a few things, but we crafted that. And now we're still sharing the same moments, brother.
And we're still working.
That's what I said. We crafted that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, championship mentality. We got some things coming. Y'all just hold on.
Yeah,
it's deeper than our segments. We got some stuff coming on. I hope everybody's still working out. I hope that everybody's still focusing on really these principles that we've been lining up every single week. And I'm excited to meet the people that join us online, all the Tammys and the Karens and the Sharias and all these people that comment so weekly on the show. We appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for watching the show. And just know we trying to learn from y'all too. And so let's all share what we go through. You know, if it's got a moment and some tips that you could share to help us embrace the moment, write that in the comments, man. We learn from each other.
We do read the comments.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And appreciate y'all joining. So let's go, man. You know, me and you, the next couple of months, we got some focus going on. We got some things that we're trying to really make this world a better place.
Yeah.
We're still applying these championship mentality principles. We're still dealing with trying to get our mind, body, and spirit right. There's not a finish line. It's a journey. Just when you think you got comfortable with one thing, you got to go back and revisit another principle. There's no finish line, team. But we got each other. Yeah. And we got y'all. And if we all doing this thing together, it's just like Zion said, it becomes a community. Right. And the population and everything grows, man. Let's make this place a better place, man, for the kingdom of God. And let's do it, man, with his principles and these principles that have worked for us, man, for over 20 years.
Amen. I appreciate you, Deacon Sanders.
Man, please. Man, no deacon. No deacon. I'm just a trainer. I'm just a trainer. No,
Deke,
sir.
Deke, you got ready to go deep on me, Deke.
No, sir. Coach not going in no pulpit.
Some things you can't make up. So I'm not going to pretend that we're not here. We're in the moment. Deke was about to take us somewhere. You hear me? He was about to give us the last word of the day. What you gotta, it's a moment, right? And it's okay to laugh. Like, it's okay, because I've been knowing that dude for a long time, but it's so amazing seeing transition and just understanding, seeing somebody like this young kid, Zion Clark, of not having the use of legs, but having ability to inspire people by his willingness to never quit, to never give up, or never give in. We all have a duty. Most of my moments, my best moments, were found in the classroom. Most of my greatest moments was found in my prayer room. Some moments are not for everybody. Some moments are just for you to find exactly what you're looking for. Too many people ignore opportunities because they only see danger. Entrepreneurs ignore danger because they only see opportunities. It's how you see it. It's interesting, you can't spell momentum without moment. So today, something in your life needs to change. It's time to create some momentum for yourself. And this week, be intentional not to miss the moment. God bless you. Thank you for joining us.